All right, boys, 1 hour. We have exactly 1 hour to get through this Chiller7, to get through everything, to talk about everything we need to talk about, to just have a good show here. Ooh, man. It's been a wild month, and I do mean a wild month. Just unbelievable. There is just so much stuff happening all over the place. I can't even keep my head on straight. Like, my personal life alone would be hectic enough, but we also have all of this crazy bullshit with, like, Blizzard and Nintendo and Activision and Ubisoft. I have an entire list on my phone of, like, things I want to talk about on camera, but I just have not had the time to sit and talk about them, or even really enjoy games to begin with. Because I swear, I don't think I finished any of the games that came out in October, and there were several. I think the last Switch game, the last major Switch release I finished was Link's Awakening, and I barely managed that because I've just been so busy since September or so. It's just been ridiculous, the amount of stuff that's been going on. But also, I'm kind of hooked on like lots of indie games on Switch. Right now, I'm playing something called Omen Sight, a game I've never heard of and haven't heard anyone talk about it, but it's probably one of my favorite things ever. Maybe it's a bit of an exaggeration, but I can't put it down. I have not been able to play Luigi's Mansion 3 because, like, I'm trying to get to the bottom of this mystery, right? Omen Sight is essentially a dark fantasy action game similar to like Bayonetta or No More Heroes, where you're going around this fantasy war, this fantasy setting, dealing with these like animals at war with each other, trying to uncover the secrets of a murder mystery in order to save the world from an incredible abomination. It's great. I need to be making a video about this because this game might actually have some of the best storytelling and voice acting I've seen in a long time. It really does put like the PlayStation formula to shame when it comes to this, because Omen Sight is just phenomenal at introducing these crazy concepts, like building off of them and then making them like interesting. It's the beginning especially is just fantastic. I would say at this point it's kind of wearing down a bit because I think I pretty much already have the mystery figured out. But yeah, that first couple of hours where you're figuring out like everything, it's fantastic. I would say it's worth playing for those few hours alone. It's really good, and it has lots of it does a lot to like hide how low budget it is. Like it makes returning to backtracking interesting. Like you're always, it's great. I'm really enjoying it. I really should have been streaming a long time ago, but man, I was just so busy when I got up today. I just did not have the time to. I just could not get going like I should have. All right. Oops. All right. So there's been so much going on in like the world of gaming lately. Of course, we have the BlizzCon situation, the Blizzard being forced to deal with the public following their controversy. And a lot of people are saying Blizzard came off better in this situation than they probably should have. Like, there weren't any major controversies there. It just sort of happened. They made some like minor announcements. They announced Overwatch 1.5. They announced Diablo 4. It's as they apologized for the whole Chinese thing, and it just this is them putting their best foot forward. Like, nothing is changing. They're not going to change what they've been doing or anything like that. They're going to continue being like the same corrupt individuals they've always been, and they're going to continue not making video games. It's this is actually the thing that outraged me is Overwatch 2. Like, I'm not a Diablo fan, so I can't really speak to Diablo, but Overwatch really, really frustrated me from the beginning because it's being praised and hyped up from the media. It's probably the third most frustrating thing I've seen this generation, behind maybe Destiny and maybe No Man's Sky. Like, I feel like Overwatch is got all of this praise that it doesn't really deserve, and we're sort of seeing this already with Overwatch 2, where like a lot of people are like calling that short they released, hyping it up, like emotional. And I actually, for the first time, sat down and watched an Overwatch short. And a lot of people over the years have told me that Overwatch has like some of the best animation in the industry. Like this is Pixar level stuff. Like this is mind blowing. Overwatch has the best story and characters in video games. It's just I keep hearing this over and over again. So I finally decide, okay, I'm going to sit down and watch a short. I am going to watch the trailer for Overwatch 2. So I sit down, watch it, and it's terrible. Like I can't even like talk. I cannot even put into words how much I detest this Overwatch trailer because something is happening on screen right now. So forgive me if I suddenly stop talking. But Overwatch is Overwatch 2. Man. Okay. Oof. I might as well get this resolved. Hang on. I feel so bad for Draga. Oh no. Okay, whatever. Okay. So Overwatch 2, the characters aren't appealing. Like I was watching this happening. Like I will never understand this. Like Blizzard fans will swear to you, like Overwatch fans will like swear like on their lives that like Winston is like some original idea that's never been done before. Ooh, a super intelligent monkey leading an organization. It's just that's very comic bookish. Like I'm sure it's been done before. It's not particularly interesting. It's not insightful. Winston is not a particularly interesting character, and Overwatch is not a particularly interesting organization. So watching this short, seeing them like, oh no, we don't have anyone, and seeing them reform Overwatch, that's not emotional. That's not interesting. I don't care. It doesn't get me interested in the universe or the lore or like anything that's going on. There is not a single character in Overwatch that I like not a single one. Maybe Diva because of course fucking Diva. But other than that, not a single one speaks to me. Well, yeah, Diva speaks to my dick, so that's something not exactly praiseworthy there. Okay, something's happening. Sorry, I have to. The cutscenes in this are so good. Oh, what? Wait, what? What? Every single cutscene in this just blows you away with like all these new tidbits. This is a legitimately really good mystery. I am going to have to like make a video about this, but like Omen Sight has like fantastic world building and character development. It's so good. It might have some of the most nuanced and complicated characters I've seen in a game in a very, very long time. Oof. So yeah, Omen Sight has like my seal of approval. Probably the best indie game I've played in a long, long time. Well, my favorite indie game. Probably not the best. That's one thing I will say about Omen Sight. It feels like I love it because like it speaks to my personal preferences. Like it does have problems. Like you do backtrack a lot. Like the combat could be a bit more complicated. But like speaking to me as like, a consumer, like someone who likes certain things, like it appeals to like all these different things that I really, really love. Unlike Overwatch, should I just go back to branding about Overwatch? Oof.
So how about you? Do you have anything to offer? Anything you may be able to share? May as well converse with the wall.
So yeah, so yeah, like the Overwatch thing. Speaking as like someone who's not really a Blizzard fan, like that to me was killed Blizzcon. Like that to me is like the most disappointing thing. They are seriously releasing this expansion. It's not a sequel. It's essentially a patch, like a $40 patch for this calling it Overwatch 2, and then implementing stuff like story modes that really should have been in the original release. Like there's nothing about Overwatch 2 that looks particularly engaging or interesting. Like it's just, ooh, you're finally gonna get your Overwatch story. And Overwatch has to be like the fakest thing I've seen in like a long time. Like it is probably on the same level as like Undertale or No Man's Sky. Well, worse than No Man's Sky. Nobody even pretends to like No Man's Sky, really. Like Overwatch has this weird sort of like community around it that like really, really loves the characters and talks about them like, and it's in this really fake, forced way. You know what I mean? Like every time I see Overwatch in the news, like being talked about among anyone, being discussed, like with this trailer, right? Like it comes off as artificial and just there's no real substance to it. There's nothing in this trailer that got me hyped like, oh, the Overwatch is getting back together. I wasn't even aware that Overwatch was broken up to begin with. Like, what? Like, what is the story of Overwatch? Like, really? They love presenting it as like it has this epic story that like people really care about, but that's not true. Like nobody cares about these characters unless they want to fuck them. It's just I don't even know all the characters' names, and for for a game that's like supposedly such a huge deal, that's kind of embarrassing. I know like the Death Stranding character's name, right? I know Sam Porter Bridges. Like I know that. I know like it's just So yeah, BlizzCon. And the other announcement is Diablo 4, which is like Metroid Prime 4. What is with these 4 games? It's Metroid Prime 4 levels of bullshit where you just announce a game in order to placate your obnoxious fans. In the case of Blizzard, the backlash was actually deserved. Here's the thing: like Nintendo announced Metroid Prime 4 when they did. At least they made Samus Returns, right? They announced Metroid Prime 4 when they did to prevent backlash from Samus Returns being announced. Because like they rightfully noticed that the reason people were upset at like Federation Force had nothing to do with the game itself and everything to do with like the visuals. So like I think if Metroid Prime 4 was not announced, Samus Returns would have been somewhat slammed. So So like I am just so so they didn't show anything from Diablo 4. The reason they're announcing this now, okay. Oh, she's gonna turn on. Holy shit. Holy fuck. Holy shit, she turned on you. Holy crap. Okay, top 10. Okay, this is great. This is great. I cannot. Okay, Ovid site. Great. Wonderful. Wow. I honestly did not see that coming. That happens so many times. Like every time you think like you're starting to get the hang of it, like really starting to like understand, like they throw something else at you. It's fantastic. Okay, so I was talking about Diablo 4. Yeah, Diablo 4 was only announced to deal with the controversy from last BlizzCon. You know, with the whole Diablo Immortal thing. They're trying to win back their fans. But the thing about Blizzard is, the thing about all these third-party developers is they make so many fundamental mistakes. They make so many errors. They make so many poor decisions. Like, no matter what they do, they're always going to annoy more people. Like, this whole keep in mind, this whole China thing happened immediately after Blizzard started winning back some goodwill with WoW Classic by making something that people have been asking for a long time, like vanilla WoW servers. And this Diablo 4 is just an obvious attempt to keep people from. Oh, brutal. Yeah, this game is amazing. I cannot stress that enough. Wow. All right. Okay, that might actually change something. That might actually. Okay, I wish. Okay, next time, one of these days, I'm gonna figure out how to stream my face and stream gameplay for Chiller7 streams. But so you can actually see what I'm talking about. But essentially, I got some major new revelations that could possibly change everything going forward. And wow, I was not expecting that. There is just so much to this game and its universe. It's so fleshed out. It's so interesting. Even the background lore is well written. Like, a lot of this stuff from AAA developers is really lazy and uninspired, but this is legitimately really, really good. I am really impressed. The writers for this must be phenomenal. Okay, let's look at the chat here. Blizzard was never good. Death Stranding is PlayStation shovelware. Oh, I agree. We are getting to Death Stranding. I already made a video about that earlier today. Was it today? I honestly can't remember, but Death Stranding was a disaster. Oof. Gravity Rush 3 for PS5. Yakuza needs to go to the Saints Row. No more dated anime. Yep, you like the Switch, huh? Yep. Yeah. Very coincidental that Blizzard announced Overwatch 2 immediately after releasing Overwatch 1 for Switch. Apparently, Overwatch 2 is coming out on Switch as well, but I don't know. That seems like a really shady move to me. Like, it feels like they're trying to push the other versions over this. Yeah. Let's see. Yep. I actually have not been having drift issues for a long time, now that I mention it. Oof. All right. So, oof. Yeah. So, are we getting back to Death Stranding? Because this dumpster fire is just getting worse and worse. Like, this Friday stream, like launch day stream, is going to be great. It is going to be one of like the greatest things I think has ever happened on this channel, because right now we're in like full damage control. Right now we're in this position where a lot of these corrupt game journalists are essentially being exposed. They are literally putting out the game, like strongly implying that the game is boring as fuck, but while still giving it like an 8, 9, 10 out of 10. It's downright embarrassing. Like, you can blatantly tell, you can clearly tell that they were paid off for these reviews, and they're trying desperately to justify it. It's just, it's phenomenal. And there's a lot of damage control from certain individuals. Let me play you a video. Please tell me if you can hear this, because let me see if I can find it. Let's see. It's basically like the Death Stranding equivalent of I don't even know what to call it. Let's see. The problem with Death Stranding reviews. I think even reading the comment section is kind of even reading the description is kind of cringy. The Death Stranding review cycle is underway, but this is one of the rare instances where it's going to be very hard to use some reviews as buying metrics. Every Death Stranding review will present the same realities as normal reviews, but the problem is this game may be a bit more constrained.
Everything you're about to see in this video is
Oops, shit.
pre-release gameplay, so there are zero spoilers in this video. It's all gameplay that was released before the game launched, so you don't need to be worried at all about spoilers. And I'm just going to let that gameplay speak. No crazy editing, and because of the nature of this piece, I'm also not going to be tossing in any articles or reviews, and you'll understand why soon. I will also not be touching on story, or quite frankly, any element of the game that's spoilerish, because this is not my review. Our review will come a bit later. This video instead is about something bigger picture, about how Death Stranding is experienced. Death Stranding's reviews are in, and they are polarizing to say the least. IGN gave the game a 6.7, while EGN gave it a 10. VG247 gave it an adjusted 6 out of 10, while Push Square gave it a perfect score. This may very well be the most wildly divisive critical response we've seen for a game this entire generation. A lot of people do not like the game very much at all. A lot of people think it may be a masterpiece. But today, I'm not here to judge the game. I'm here to argue a case. The case for Death Stranding to be review immune. What I mean is, I think reviews hold value. Obviously, it's what I do here, but I think that Death Stranding's reviews are different. I think they're much better suited as a supplement than a judgment. Let me put it this way. I'm about to argue that my future review of the game is meaningless in a lot of ways, so this should be fun. When Kojima broke up with Konami, it represented a bittersweet ending to their relationship. The rumors were concise. Kojima was taking way too much time and spending way too much money on projects and refusing to be roped in by upper management at Konami. He was spending
What does any of this have to do with Death Stranding? It's just
making sure water bottles displayed condensation and quiet looked great sweaty, as opposed to meeting development deadlines. Kojima believed in opposition, in perfection, in the belief of video games as art, something that couldn't and shouldn't be rushed.
Okay, so it's art, so you can't criticize it. That makes this game acceptable. That makes this game like uncritiquable because it's artsy. You can't judge it. Like you can't say that like, oh, this game isn't fun. It's not good. 6 out of 10. Oh no, it was meant to be artistic. It's meant to be subversive. It's meant to be more than your pleb Mario, Zelda, Metroid games. This is something new. This is something for a niche audience. Indie games, what are those? This is Death Stranding. This is better than it's ridiculous. Death Stranding fans are seriously coming out in droves. Pre-release. This is essentially the 8.8 situation all over again, in which a bunch of people who have not played the game, they're defending or are lashing out at reviewers for attacking this piece of shit, for like not even attacking it really, because I think a lot of these reviews are very, very generous considering the nature of this game and what you do in it. And I think that 6 out of 10 from IGN is too high. These fanboys are just coming out like saying, you can't criticize Kojima. This is the guy behind Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 2. So it's just, you can't judge his work. And it's releasing this really, really, really weird backlash where people just do not want to admit that this game is bad, because in essence, that would kind of invalidate a lot of statements they made in the past. Like Yang Ye in particular is being very, very defensive of this game. Like I remember live streaming my reaction to his reaction to the Death Stranding gameplay reveal, the one that everyone absolutely hated. And you could tell, like on the spot, that he was desperately trying to find something to like about the game, because he knows like his entire career is built on this Konami and Kojima backlash situation. And he's been shilling this game since before it was even shown off, like before we knew anything about it. He's like, Kojima, he's a genius. Microtransactions are bad. It's just, no. This game had disaster written all over it from the beginning, but these shills, right? The Jim Sterlings of the world, they were so interested in themselves, making money off the whole Konami situation, doing all of this stuff. They refuse to address the elephant in the room, the very real possibility that Konami may have had good reason to get rid of Kojima. There may have been a design difference there. Like maybe it would be better for both companies to part ways and sort of do their own thing and sort of evolve and do go separate, like, do something a little bit different. And maybe it wasn't a good thing that Kojima had so much free reign at the company, because again, look at all these series that became discontinued even while Kojima was there. Like, even while he had like a major supervisory position, like it felt like he was throwing all this money and resources into like his projects while sort of letting everything else sort of die, right? Like, just look what happened to Castlevania, to Contra, to Bomberman even, or all these Konami-owned IPs. Like, there's just they don't really put out anything anymore. It's kind of ridiculous. Let me see here. Do we have any other Death Stranding comments? Let's see. Man, this chat's going quickly. I cannot keep up with it. Yep. See, Death Stranding will die and get Stranding. Yep. Stranded. The Shiller, not the Shill. This Kojima quote says it all. I think simplicity is good, but it gets consumed rather quickly. It's like food. Anything that's really digested. So yeah, Kojima is like, he's been trying to be profound on Twitter. He's been trying to like make himself look cool and badass, and like all these insightful comments on why we play video games, and like, but like this pseudo philosophical shit. Like, it's like something out of an Evangelion movie, right? Like he's just. I think I heard from someone that Death Stranding actually rips off some classic anime. I'm not familiar exactly, and the game's not out yet anyway, so that might not be the case. So, it just feels like a lot like he's just oof, like that very narcissistic sort of self-centered talent. It's that talentless hack syndrome, right? Like, there's nothing about Death Stranding that's really interesting or new, and I think that's the thing that's tearing apart a lot of the community, is that like the game journalists are coming out insisting that like, something like this has never been done before. Someone on Twitter, I can't remember who it was, but like this person made a really, really good point. This is not my point. This is something else. This was from someone else. I wish I remember who it was. Oh wait, I think I have it on Discord. Let me look here. Yeah, this needs to be quoted verbatim because it's just so good. Yeah. Who's Kirk McCann? Because this is the greatest thing ever. This isn't a dig at anyone, but it's interesting to see how many of the Death Stranding reviewers internalize the marketing, chatting about how it's a game about connection as if this was a theme that I dissected from it, not something has been talking about. That is a brilliant insight, not just for like Death Stranding in general, what's been going on here, but with like game journalism to begin with. Like, these game journalists are not coming up with these review talking points organically. They are not playing the game, experiencing them, and then writing about what they thought of it. They are essentially marketing the game on behalf of the developers, who are telling them specifically what they were trying to go for. Like, we saw this with The Last of Us, where like a lot of people push this narrative that like the final line from Ellie has like some deep, insightful meaning behind it, when it doesn't, right? Like, these developers are just so thirsty for validation, so thirsty for attention. They're so desperate to be acknowledged by gamer senpai, or like be acknowledged by like the media, that like they just pull this kind of stuff. And I think Kojima might actually be worse than most Western developers. It's kind of amazing to see like this weird cult of personality he's built up over the years, which it's very Toby Fox-ish in nature, where it feels like he's getting a lot of praise he doesn't deserve for projects he had nothing really to do with, or for things he didn't really do. Like, there was this very arrogant tweet from him a while back where he talks about how he literally works on everything on Death Stranding. Like, oh, I work on merchandise. I'm a writer. I'm a director. I work on the gameplay. I do all this stuff. And yet somehow he's able to like go around and like hang out with celebrities and do all of this stuff. It's just really like, why are you not working on the game? Like when I think back to like what happened with Devil's Third and Itagaki, like Itagaki was always in the office, always working, like always doing all this stuff. Like Kojima, he showed no real evidence of that. Like it feels like he just took like Sony's money and then just ran with it and just made this piece of shit. It's just phenomenal. Oof. Yeah. Nothing from these reviews like seems to indicate Death Stranding is anything more than a 5 out of 10. Like I am not exaggerating here. Like this game feels like a 5 out of 10. There's like, what exactly the praise this game gets essentially boils down to it's trying to be a little bit different and it has good animation and acting. That's it. That's all anyone can really bring up. Like you'll notice in like the reviews that actually talk about the gameplay, like that infamous 6.8 from IGN, like the game sounds boring as fuck. Like it really is a bunch of fetch quests where you go from like one part of the map to another and then back again, and it just that's Death Stranding. Like you can build stuff. There are certain aspects to it, but like when I compare it to like Breath of the Wild, it just comes off as like this is not gonna fly. This is not a oof. The UPS simulator. It's just, this is not what I wanted from a Kojima. Okay, I guess all I wanted was a proper Metal Gear game or like something actually good. I guess. Oof. Let's see. Checking my chat. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's a Sony exclusive bump up, a Kojima exclusive bump, a Kojima bump up, or like both. I think it must be both because this game is honestly probably a lot worse than a lot of the games I rail on, right? Like I rail on like Marvel Spider-Man, like God of War, like Horizon Zero Dawn and stuff like that. But those games are generic, right? Like Death Stranding is worse than generic because it's taking like the universally appeal of like the genericism, like that really basic nature of like these fundamentally successful formulas and like deviating from that and making something terrible and like boring. It's just, I think Death Stranding is probably one of the worst PlayStation games available. Like I honestly I might, once we see gameplay footage, I might feel a bit more comfortable in suggesting that Death Stranding might be worse than shit like Knack. Like, I really do think this game is that bad, right? Like, this game is like worse than generic. It's just downright like unplayable. You cannot possibly enjoy this game. I think. Oof. Let's see. Yep. Yeah. Death Stranding is based off of what happened to Kojima at Konami. Yeah. I've seen a lot of suggestions that like that's been a kind of a present theme with Kojima and kind of inspired the whole Silent Hill things to begin with. And it's just, oof, really? That's your deep, dark meaning? That you're salty that a video game company fired you? Just unbelievable. Yep. Collaborate with Razor Fist. I don't think I'm a nobody. He wouldn't want to collaborate with me, and I don't know. I don't think I would enjoy that. I don't think we really have a lot in common. To be completely honest with you, he's a filthy PC gamer. Kojima wishes he was half the author of Suda 51 is. Oh yeah, I would say Suda 51 probably has a better record than Kojima. Actually, like Suda can actually like make stuff other than Metal Gear. Like Suda is actually willing to try like new things, or he actually feels like he knows what his fans want. Like you know what I mean? Dumpkey's video on Game Journalist, I could play it for a bit. Yeah, I could play some Donkey. Ah, shit. Why am I mad at Donkey again? Shit. Is it because he doesn't like Hollow Knight? I think. Oh yeah, I think I did watch this. Yeah, 12 million views. I didn't realize he was that popular.
Game critics fucking suck.
Oh, okay. That's all I needed to see. Greatest video. Okay. Did you get that? That's all you need to hear from this video.
Game critics fucking suck. Right? Game critics fucking suck.
Okay, that is.
Game critics fucking suck. Game critics fucking suck. Right, guys?
Yeah. Wow. That's great. That's great.
See, YouTube Comments agrees with me, and we already know that YouTube Comments is the premier location for intellect. Game critics fucking suck, right, guys?
Yeah, I have seen this video before. Like, I don't think this video is wrong. Game critics do fucking suck, but oof. Yeah. This is one of the things I definitely want people to take away from Death Stranding. Don't focus solely on Kojima. I think the backlash is mostly going to be blaming Kojima for what's going on with this. But personally, I think Sony and game journalists also need to be held accountable, because this happens with game journalists all the time. We see them praise absolute bullshit for no reason all the time. Dragon Age Inquisition, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War 2018. The list of this, all of this shit just keeps piling up. It's amazing how something like Gone Home can win awards in 2013 and then be completely forgotten. The only reason people talk about that game at all is to make fun of it for its brief moment of relevancy. Really, it's not a game that's going to last. People aren't going to go back to it. Even its target audience aren't going to play it again. It's become completely irrelevant. And in a way, that's going to happen to Death Stranding too. We're talking about the last major PlayStation 4 release, exclusive release ever, and it's just oof. To think it's bombed this hard. Ooh. Sony and to think Sony funded this thing. It's just kind of embarrassing. Yeah, I need to get back to playing Omen Sight because
Ending the war will mean the Redemptions have no cause to unleash the void. Let us find Ratika.
All right. Yeah, I think Donkey has all these YouTubers do, right? They all do it because they kind of have to keep the lights on. Because YouTube is not a career. Don't let these people seriously tell you YouTube is a career. It's not. It's too unsustainable. There's no real progression. You're essentially reliant on your viewer base for money, and on YouTube, not to fuck you over. It's just. I don't even know what to call it, but it's not a career. Okay, personally, I don't even like making the idea of making money off of a YouTube to begin with. It's just get a real job. All right. Let's see. Was there anything else at BlizzCon? The guy, the president apologized. It just, I would suggest about the whole Blizzard thing. Definitely keep the heat up. Don't forget their transgressions, and I don't think you could, because you're not going to be playing their games. If you think about Blizzard at all, it's going to be about how they disappoint you. Every single year, it's just they do this all the time, and oof. Blizzard is on the way out. A lot of these third parties they really do seem like they're declining all the time. Like if it wasn't for microtransactions, like if it wasn't for that, I would say a lot of them would have become irrelevant already. Like they're essentially becoming reliant on this really shady income model, and you can sort of see that because that's why they're shoving them in all these games. But like it's resulting in this very interesting situation. I will be making a video about this, but Ubisoft posted massive losses this quarter, right? Like I mean absolutely massive, where Ubisoft lost something like 93% of their operating income this quarter, and it's because like all their microtransaction heavy games, like the Division 2, like Ghost Recon, Breakpoint, like all this other stuff, all of it bombed. Like people don't want to buy the Destiny model. Like people hate Destiny, and yet companies are trying to force it into becoming popular because they think they can make that smartphone money. But people don't play like multiple microtransaction heavy games, right? Like people usually play like one microtransaction heavy game and just stick with that, right? But Ubisoft is trying to force it into everything, like hoping all of it is going to like erupt in profits eventually, but it's just alienating core gamers like myself who just want to play a normal video game. Like we don't want microtransactions, we don't want that. That actually interested me. I did not avoid Overwatch on Switch because I don't like Blizzard, like because of the Blizzard controversy. I avoided it because of the microtransactions, because I was aware they existed, because Blizzard seriously tried to do this. They seriously put loot boxes. They advertised the loot boxes in like the advertisements for Overwatch on Switch. So I saw that and I was just like, no. So yeah, I have not bought Overwatch on Switch, and I don't think I'll buy Overwatch 2 either. I am straight up boycotting these microtransaction heavy games. Like they don't deserve to be supported. And not only that, they should probably be outright banned. Like I am 100% in support of like having microtransactions be banned, because it really does feel like these companies are just going to try to keep forcing them, right? Like ignoring these things is not making them go away. It's just ridiculous. I hate it. All right. Oof. Darn. Oof. Yeah. So, oof. I hope that once one Western country seriously starts banning loot boxes, that'll lead to like a domino effect where everyone does it. Because I think that's the main reason why it hasn't happened yet, is because like people don't necessarily understand how bad they actually are. Because a lot of these people in the government don't really play video games, obviously. So we might actually see this weird situation where AOC might actually do something good and help get loot boxes banned because she's younger and she knows, like it's nonsensical. And it essentially, I don't think it should be classified as gambling, because like gambling implies that like it would be fine for people over 18. Like, no, I would say loot boxes are worse than gambling, because you're paying real money for something that doesn't have any real value, right? Like, it's just it's just ridiculous. And I hope we see some action taken on that soon, because once that does happen, like if Overwatch's entire business model gets fucked with, like that's going to be it. That's going to like impact a lot of these third-party companies that have become like reliant on these. So yeah, I hope they get rid of them. say loot boxes. They need to get like Nintendo still, even now, doesn't really have loot boxes or microtransactions in their mainstream games. I can't think of a single major Nintendo release that has like that has loot boxes in it. Like they barely even use DLC that much. Like Breath of the Wild DLC wasn't that expensive. Mario Odyssey doesn't have DLC at all. Like Three Houses seems to have you actually get your money's worth out of that. You're getting like a new campaign. It's just oof. Nintendo will be pretty much unaffected by this. Like if they shut down the whole mobile market, they'll just stop making mobile games. Like it'll stop being profitable for a lot of these people because they're just reliant on these individuals who like won't pay $60 for a game, but they're happy like dropping $1 or $2 a day. Like it just. I don't know. It needs to be cracked down on because it is making gaming worse.
Yeah, and as soon as we move, your soldiers will turn us into practice dummies. Then, leave the prison at once. Any who harm your attention will be court-martialed. Now, move! Stand down, redemptions. No harm will come to you. Have my word.
This game is so good. Holy crap. Oh yeah. The journalists are always doing that. This is actually the main reason why I've become like so antagonistic towards like the very idea of other video game consoles because like you see this all the time. You see them insisting that like Nintendo is going to die. Like Sega is going to kill Nintendo. PlayStation is going to kill Nintendo. Xbox mobile is going to kill Nintendo. Like when you hear this for like 20 years, it gets really, really tiresome, right? From a lot of these same people too. It's just embarrassing, especially since like Nintendo's by far has the most popular games. Like, people still play Pokemon, right? You have like people who are like fond of like the old games and like with the Switch, like the only thing you could possibly say against them back in the day was that like, this young adult male audience doesn't like them. Well, that's not really the case anymore, right? I just. Ooh, drama's about to unfold. Ooh.
I'm not here for tea.
Never know. It was damn good tea.
My companion has something urgent to show you.
Show me what exactly?
Harbinger, use your power. Show Rattiger what you showed me.
No thanks. No offense, Harbinger. You do look like the real deal, but I can't trust you for siding with Indrik here.
Rattiger, people can change. I realize what I've done. The different directions I might have taken.
Different directions? Are you kidding? Oh, you've gone far beyond the
What?
point of return.
Damn, this is so good.
Please listen. I'm not here to fight. You and I, we face.
Sorry, these cutscenes are very, very long. I probably should have been playing this, while I was on stream, but I'm completely enamored with this game. Yep, it's up. Let's see. Is there anything else to talk about? We're nearing the end of my 1 hour, so I guess I could just sign off soon. Unless there's something else that I forgot. Yep. Luigi's Mansion 3. I would love to talk about that more, but unfortunately, I haven't really played it yet. Played it a lot yet. I have played it, but man, I have been so busy like all month. Oof. I'm really excited to get around to actually playing this one. It's just, ooh, Kotaku, ooh, Ooh, oh man. Man, I completely forgot to even make a video about that. Like I didn't even have that written down. I haven't even researched it, man. I've been so busy. Like it's like I said, there's been so much bullshit happening lately. I cannot keep on track of anything. Okay. So Kotaku, what the fuck happened to Kotaku? Let's read articles. So because I don't know the specifics. Let's see. Google, Kotaku going out of business. This week in the business, out of business, Kotaku. Ooh. Oh, wait. I went to their site. Ooh, I hope I don't give them money. I am so proud of the team and what it looks like. Diversity attracts diversity. Oh, what? Holy fucking shit. Okay. Whoa. What a way to start off your article about going bankrupt. Okay. In all seriousness, 8 years is a pretty good run at anything in media these days. While it would be easy to describe this week in the business as a collection of random quotes and stats, I hope some of you feel that you got something more out of it, because I certainly did. On a good week, the industry would conspire to create its own themes to the column, drawing interesting parallels between seemingly disparate corners of the industry that were So they're going out of business. So why are they going out of business? Okay. So why are they going bankrupt? That was just like some fluffy piece. Going out of business. I mean, they've been blacklisted by Bethesda. Of course they're going out of business. They are the worst. Okay. That was 6 months ago. Yeah. Shit. What's the new one? So a lot of people just got booted from Kotaku. Yeah, going to GameFAQs. Yep. Oh, yeah. The going to war. Yeah. So they went to war with their advertisers. Like, I think their new company told them to keep everything on their site related to gaming, which to game journalists is like, something you just don't do. So they protested that by making all of their articles about like social justice stuff. I think like making everything like non-gaming as fuck, and then just going out and they got booted because of it. And I'm really happy to see that, because man, these people are like the scum of the earth. Laura K. Dale, I think, did lose his job over this. So that has my official stamp of approval. Even though I think he went back to like hipster welfare. I think he's back on Patreon. That's not going to like destroy him or anything, because these people are nepotistic as fuck. I don't think they're going to go hungry, but like they do need to lose their platform. Okay. Like they have no reason to exist in the capacity that they do. Like it's just, ooh. She thinks I'm a fake. Hey, I wonder what happens when you fight her. All right. But there's no real reason to fight her. Like the only reason I would do. Okay.
I'm sure I can still bear it. But had she... Those others still got to her. But they let her die anyway?
Oof. Yeah, I think I'll have to focus on the stream, because I can't focus on these crazy ass cutscenes and like talk about stuff at the same time. Oof, that's like almost as bad as what I was doing last week with like the pizza and just eating on stream and not talking about anything at all for like minutes at a time. Oof. Can you like just pause the stream? Yeah, well, whatever. Anyway, yeah, Deadspin. Yep. I heard that. Yep. The pizza gamer. Oh no, I don't think so. Once a week before the stream starts. That's it. Let's see. Let's see here. Is there anything I forgot to talk about? Nintendo Yeah, Nintendo's just winning, continuing to win. I think that was what I had on my my list over there. Oh wait, my phone. Did I not? Was I not charging it? Oh damn! Fuck. I have places to go later tonight. Shit. Oh well, it's not too bad. Okay, let me see here. Let's see. I think it's Nintendo Domination, right? Like, they released some new numbers on the on their in their shareholders meeting, and of course, nobody is talking about this, but yep, they continue to dominate. They continue to outperform the PS4. They're doing really, really well. They're constantly releasing new games. Like Luigi's Mansion came out immediately after that. They have Sword and Shield out this month. I'm getting a Hat in Time physical next week. There is a lot of good stuff on the way, right? A lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff that's actually already out. Like, man, I still don't own Super Mario Party. I am picking that up. I do have it on my Amazon list, but I still don't actually own it. I have so many Mario parties to get a hold of. Holy crap. It's probably the Nintendo series I own the least of at this point. Like, I don't own 4, I don't own 5, I don't own 6, I don't own 7, I don't own 8, I don't own 9. That's like 5 games right there. Just, an entire stretch of like gaming history that I have never got to experience. Just oof. Oh, wait. I wanted to check the time. Yeah. Yeah, someone told me there was a time change, and I was kind of worried that like it was today, but nope, apparently not. All right, I'm clean for now. Oof. Yep. I'll 3 more minutes until my hour is up, and I gotta get going. So, yep. Let's see. Yeah, I did hear that Toby Fox track for Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it's garbage. It had like something like 6,000 views or something like that when I saw it. Like it's kind of embarrassing, right? Toby like has completely lost all of his credibility at this point. It's kind of weird, like in a weird way, like sort of going mainstream has sort of like killed his credibility as being like some obscure indie developer, because like now that you can compare him to like other Pokemon soundtracks, for example, it's obvious that he's not as good as the actual real composers. Like it's more obvious in this situation. Like I was always saying that. Like I always said that Toby Fox wasn't a particularly good composer, but like the fanboys just eat that shit up for whatever reason. Toby, the Sword and Shield. I guess I could look at it. Where the fuck is it? Little Town Hero, fucking bomb. Like that game, nobody. Yeah. This thing does not even have 10,000 views, right? It's just really. Now people will give him like 200,000 likes on Twitter, but they're not gonna like actually listen to the track. It's kind of ridiculous. Just like they're not going to buy Little Town Hero just because Toby Fox worked on it. It just goes to show you just how little credibility he actually has in like the actual development world. Like he put all of his time and effort into like marketing himself to the right people in order to get Undertale to sell. And now that he's made it, his like mediocre actual talent is really shining through here. Like nobody's going to play Deltarune. Nobody cares about Deltarune now. It just oof. No, Undertale is pretty much irrelevant. Like Toby Fox is pretty much irrelevant, and this is weirdly the clearest sign of that. Like, oof. At this point, like he's just looking for validation. Like he's obsessed with like putting himself keeping himself relevant and talked about among his demographic, and it's not really panning out for him. Like, they'll give him likes on Twitter, but not actually buy the games. Like, how many projects has he worked on that have like completely bombed? There was like Yik, there was Little Town Hero, Deltarune, and now like Pokemon Sword and Shield. It's just like nobody cares about Toby Fox. All right, so that's my hour. My hour is up. I am on the way out. I have things to do. I would love to play some more games and talk some more, but I am busy tonight. So, unfortunately, not tonight. I'll see you all later. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you all next time.